KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Cars Plus reminds you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam, IP&E, Fueling Excellence, McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar, Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Tonight on Prime Time, Tomas Manglonio was at this morning's events remembering the island's war survivors. Plus, the second suspect in the San Jose Mart robbery is arrested. And why the feds want to detain a retired police officer charged with obstructing justice and conspiracy to distribute meth. Hafa and good evening to all of you. If you're watching us on Facebook Live or watching on TV8, we're glad you tuned in tonight because today our island family honors Guam's greatest generation. A resolution signing, new exhibit, and memorial mass were held this morning in honor of Guam's war survivors. On War Survivors Memorial Day, we remember. Tomas Manglonia has our top story.
She was just 11 years old when bombs from Japan dropped.
My grandfather at the Nalshu Titan of Paris called us and said, war has been declared.
Irene Plokes-Cambarelli's family fled Agate with a few documents and the clothes on their back to family in Barragata. 3 days later,
4 Japanese army in a truck came with an interpreter, and they were looking for my father. They have a list of all the prisoners, and they said that where's your father? Where's your husband? To my mother. And my mother couldn't talk because she was scared. So my mother said, Irene, go look for your father, because my father ran in the jungle.
The War Claims activist, now 89 years old with stage 4 cancer, vividly recounts searching for her father deep in the jungle.
So he took off his shirt and he broke a talantangan branch and he tied his shirt and he held my hand and we walked out, and he surrendered. I will never forget that day.
She says they dragged her father, stripped him of his clothing, and took him to a prison in Naganya. Days later, they tried to visit him, but they found that he and many others were sent to a concentration camp in Japan. It would be more than 3 years later until they saw him again. In that time, she went to Japanese school to learn to read and write, afterwards bearing witness to tragedy.
War is not kind. And yes, there are a lot of faults. But I think, to me and some of our survivors that are living now, we have forgiven. I have forgiven.
She wants to find peace. When she would later reunite with her father, along with him was a black notebook filled with names of fellow prisoners. She plans to donate that book to the Guam Museum. Some of those names, each with their own story of survival and resilience, displayed with others at today's unveiling of the War Survivors Memorial exhibit at the legislature named Guam's Wall of Strength, Names Never Forgotten. As Irene recounts the names and days of her childhood, she wants the next generation to never forget.
They should learn, and if they have mothers or grandmothers that went to the war, sit down with them.
She hopes the stories are passed on for generations to come. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglonio.
Tomas, thank you very much for that report. He also adds that at this morning's ceremony, Speaker Tina Rose Munya-Barnes also reiterated the Guam legislature's commitment to securing war claims for survivors. Well, Uncle Sam says he poses a very serious danger to any person as well as to the community at large, and that they want one man locked up pending his trial. Our next report is with Chris Barnett.
The U.S. Attorney's Office wants John Boom Mantanotnya detained because he's a danger to the community and a flight risk. Filed in the District Court of Guam this morning is a motion for review of order of release. The feds requesting the District Court review the magistrate's decision to release him pending trial. Mantanotnya is a retired Guam Police Department officer and former FBI task force member. Mantanotnya pleaded not guilty on Wednesday to charges of 3 counts of obstructing justice by endeavoring to influence a juror and 1 count of a conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine. Specific details about Mantanotnya's drug charge were not included in the indictment. He is accused of intimidating jurors to vote not guilty in the federal drug trial of Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser. Mantanotnya was the investigator for the defense. After 2 mistrials in Guam, the case was moved to California. Martinez and Moser eventually entered plea agreements. The two pleading guilty for their role in bringing in 8 pounds or $2.5 million worth of the drug ice from California to Guam in 2015. During his arraignment hearing on Wednesday, the magistrate's judge granted his release on home detention with conditions such as prohibiting him from leaving Guam and surrendering his firearms. The magistrate's judge also ordered that he stay away from his brother, William Tapasnia and Gregorio Takenko. William was also indicted for allegedly trying to influence jurors in the Martinez and Moser drug trial to vote not guilty. Takenko, who was a juror in the trial, was indicted for contempt of court. Matanotnia also ordered to stay away from all the jurors in the trial and the defense attorneys. In the motion filed by Assistant U.S. Attorney Rosetta San Nicolas, it states, there is a serious risk that Matanotnia will obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice or threaten, injure, or intimidate prospective witnesses and jurors. The motion describes Matanotnia as a danger to the community. Defendant's presence cannot be reasonably assured, nor can the safety of any other person or the community be ensured. San Nicolas stated, the feds, hoping the district court will ultimately revoke his release because of the severity of the charges, the lengthy time of imprisonment he faces if convicted, and the fact that he has the financial resources to flee. The weight of evidence in this case is strong. Based upon these factors, the district court should conclude that evidence in the record clearly establishes the risk of flight by a clear preponderance of evidence. Court documents state Matanotnia, along with his brother William and Takenko, are scheduled for trial in August. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
A hearing on the motion has been scheduled for Monday afternoon. In other crime news, 20-year-old Nevermind Uryumayang joins Herrick Suda Andrew behind bars for Sunday's armed robbery at the San Jose Mart in Maiti. Police picked up Uryumayang in Tamuning on Thursday as he told police that he and Suda were drinking and planned to rob the store in the early morning hours. Andrew was identified as the suspect holding a firearm, while Uryumayang was holding a machete. Court documents state that when police went to pick him up, Uryumayang admitted he was one of the suspects in the surveillance video. He also told police, quote, I am ready to go to jail. He was charged with conspiracy to commit robbery, second-degree robbery, and theft of property. Elsewhere tonight, a 39-year-old man has been arrested for multiple burglaries that took place in Jotnya and Talampago between January and June of this year. Police picked up Joey Michael Robigo on Thursday. He was parked in a black BMW at the Baza Gardens baseball field over in Jotnya. Detectives were investigating him for several burglaries, and after interviews, Robigo was linked to 7 cases. He was booked and confined for burglary, theft of property, forgery, theft by receiving, and fraudulent use of a credit card. Well, it was quite the nightmare for 34-year-old Rico Sarmiento, who was picked up Thursday sleeping in his mom's car. Police have been searching for him because he had borrowed the vehicle for a long period of time without returning it. And when police finally found him, it took them 5 times before Sarmiento finally woke up. When he did, police searched the car and found a notebook containing drug paraphernalia such as resealable baggies and straws containing suspected methamphetamine residue, as well as multiple glass pipes with one containing liquid. When tested, a suspect within one of the glass pipes tested preemptive positive for methamphetamine. Sarmiento was charged with drug possession. In other news tonight, he told police he apologized to the victim and was waiting for this day when she would tell on him. 62-year-old Jose Quintaniza Guzman was charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct for the crime that took place in the summer of 2014. The victim was 10 years old at the time, and she's now 15, and came forward to report that she was allegedly sexually abused by Guzman. Court documents state that she was watching television at the time when he allegedly began to touch her inappropriately. Well, our next story, my friends, is probably something you don't see every day, as a tow truck towing a car with the wheels grinding to the ground, causing sparks, and then the owner was still inside the vehicle. Well, it definitely caught GPD's attention, and they pulled the tow truck over near the PD power plant Thursday. And not only did they see 48-year-old Ignacio Kitsu Jr. still inside the car, police also found syringes and a heat-sealed straw with a substance inside that again tested presumptive positive for amphetamines, an amphetamine-based substance. Police also learned that he had several outstanding warrants. Kitsu tried to run but was ultimately caught. He was charged with drug possession as well. In other island news headlines, GWA cut the ribbon today on its most expensive project to date, a new wastewater treatment plant in Agate Santa Rita. It's a facility that tops the US EPA's official in the region describes as the best in the West. Nestor Locanto reports.
The $71 million state-of-the-art facility will serve more than 2,000 customers in the Agate, Santa Rita, Talafofo, and Windward Hills areas. Speaking at the opening ceremony was U.S. EPA Region 9 Administrator Michael Stoker, whose agency oversees environmental compliance for the western U.S. and the Pacific.
Somebody mentioned when we walked in that this was the gem of wastewater treatment facilities in the Pacific Islands. I want you to know this is a gem of wastewater treatment facilities for all of Region 9.
GWA General Manager Miguel Bordallo says it wasn't easy.
This has been an extremely challenging project. We had unexploded ordnance, endangered snails, wetlands, terrible soil conditions, and regulatory pressure, which gave me many sleepless nights.
But he became emotional in offering thanks from everyone to contractors, federal agencies, and most especially the employees.
They did not lose sight of the fact that everyone involved was doing their best for all the right reasons, to protect our natural resources and the public health and safety. And that is what truly drives CCU leadership, GWA management, and the guardians, warriors, and ambassadors in the field, the men and women of GWA. So I offer them and you a big thank you. Sidulos Mas.
But the new Agate Santa Rita plant will eventually be eclipsed in size and cost by the northern wastewater treatment plant. It's being built in Dededo with funding from the Defense Department and will serve the new Marine Corps base and the huge population in the north. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Obviously a very emotional time there, thanks Nestor. Well, equally tense is legislation to raise the minimum wage, and it's drawing the usual pro and con reactions. Senator Joe San Augustine's bill to increase entry-level pay from $8.25 an hour to $9.25 underwent public hearings today. Speaking in favor was economist Joe Bradley.
Raising the minimum wage actually tends to create jobs because you're giving more money to people at the bottom end of the income spectrum who are going to spend that money. They're not going to save it, they're not going to invest it, they're going to go out and spend it buying goods and services.
The Guam Chamber of Commerce has consistently argued that the minimum wage should be determined by worker productivity and economic expansion, not by mandate of the public sector. It's also recommending that the proposed dollar increase be phased in at 60 cents at a time, and that an $8.25 tip credit program be established, and that recent increases in the business privilege tax and real property tax for $1 million or more properties be properly rolled back. Well, we are just getting started. Please keep watching and keep streaming because Prime Time continues right after this.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
They say there are two kinds of people in this world. Those who find themselves, and those who create themselves. Are you looking for purpose, or deciding it for yourself? Will you plunge waiting for someone to catch you? Or will you jump and build your wings on the way down? Seek a path, or carve a path. Wait for the future, or build it. What is a school but a set of walls waiting for greatness? And who are you but someone destined to achieve it? Here, between the street and the jungle, against time and tide, we push and pull just like the currents. Our ocean of dreams will meet the odds ahead and rise above it all.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Welcome back to Primetime, my friends. Your government is preparing for a possible multi-million-dollar lawsuit against chemical manufacturing giants for contamination of local water wells. A special session has been booked for Monday at the request of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, with your elected senators taking up a bill to allow the Attorney General to hire a special counsel to consider legal action regarding harmful chemicals known as PSAs found in local water wells. GWA General Manager Miguel Bordallo, who you've heard from previously, confirms he and the airport have already been in talks with the military about contamination. In a letter supporting the chief executive's bill, the AG's office says multiple jurisdictions have begun suing those responsible. More than 80 such lawsuits have been filed, according to the AG, and just today the Vermont Attorney General sued chemical makers DuPont and 3M. The letter goes on to say, and I quote, "Due to the recent consolidation of states, we believe it is in Guam's best interest to act promptly to determine whether we can join the multi-district litigation." Some sad news for you now, as Margaret Ann Jones has passed away. She's the co-founder of Triple J Enterprises and the treasurer of the company. She's also the wife of the chief executive officer, Robert Jones. According to a media release from the company, she passed away peacefully in North Carolina with her husband, along with her daughter, Julie Jones Merle, and her sons, Jeff and Jay Jones, by her side. Margaret was 81 years old. She's been well known in our island community for her philanthropy and commitment to the community. She's a founding member of the GMH Volunteers Association, also affectionately known as the Pink Ladies. She's also been involved with several local community organizations such as the Guam Women's Club, Miss Guam Universe, Miss World Guam, Harvest Baptist Church, the Board of Directors for St. John's School, and the American Cancer Society. Last year, Margaret Jones was awarded the 2018 First Hawaiian Bank and Guam Business Magazine Lifetime Achievement Award. Memorial services will be held in North Carolina, with funeral services locally to be announced at a later date. In other news tonight, there may be someone knocking at your door as part of the University of Guam's Household Income Expenditure Survey. And in this next report, the information they gather impacts policy. Once again, here's Tomas Manglonia.
40 surveyors are knocking on doors to gather information for the House Income Expenditure Survey. They plan to reach over 2,000 homes in the next 4 months as a part of UOG's Cooperative Extension and Outreach Program. Project Coordinator Rochelle Bamba.
When an enumerator is approaching your house, you should see a vest, a safety vest, as well as a badge ID. And on their vehicles, there's actually a signage, and it'll say the Household Income Expenditure Survey.
The voluntary questionnaire just takes an hour of your time and asks for your food and purchasing habits. They'll also ask that you record your purchases for 1 week in a pamphlet that they'll leave with you. Data gathered helps gauge consumer pricing, salary levels, and inform business and government decisions. The last time they conducted the survey was in 2005. Dr. Michael Levin says the information will be kept confidential and only presented as a compilation.
As the economy changes, as people change their eating, their buying patterns, what they buy and what they consume and how they spend their time in recreation and so forth, as that changes over time, we have to reassess the relationship of all of the items.
They're also actively recruiting more surveyors for paid positions. Those interested can contact 735-2060.
We struggle all the time, and these are numbers that can show our policymakers or put things into perspective why we are struggling the way that we are.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglonia.
Thanks again, Tomas. In other news, election results for the GovGuam Retirement Board are officially in, and according to the GEC, George Santos and Wilfred Leon Guerrero were successfully elected to the Retiree Board. Ricky Hernandez and Thompson Augustine won seats on the Active Retiree Board, with the four having run unopposed for 2 seats on each of the retirement funds boards. The fund election was conducted the week of June 17th, with in-office voting at the GEC. Regular voting was held last Saturday at the fund's office in Mighty. Well, if you happen to be looking to snag a spot at this year's 75th Annual Liberation Day Parade route, you want to mark your calendar for Friday, July 12th, because beginning at 8 in the morning, our friends at Parks and Rec will be issuing camping permits at the Paseo Stadium building. Reservations are going to be handed out on a first-come, first-served basis, with the fee $50 per space, which is due upon registration. Only a single permit will be issued per adult applicant after showing proof of valid picture identification. Now, permits, you should know, will be from KFC to the Bank of Hawaii and from GWA's treatment plant to the number 3 Pavilion parking lot. Temporary vendor permits will also be issued, but vendors must provide a copy of their business license, along with a health certificate and a fee of $100 for profit organizations and half of that for nonprofits. Permit fees are also non-refundable, so heads up on that. Lastly, a cleaning deposit fee of $75 shall be made by cash or an on-island check payable to the Treasurer of Guam. So make sure to secure your spots for the big Liberation Parade, which is coming up. Well, for this week's Head of the Class segment, we want to introduce you to the salutatorian of the Royals. Here's the best of the best from Notre Dame High School.
I'm Aviana Nicholas. I'm 17 years old. I'm salutatorian of Notre Dame High School's class of 2019, and this fall I will be attending the University of Guam. Some of the highlights throughout my 4 years of high school were definitely the activities that I was able to participate in because of my involvement in the school community, like student council and our Blessed Teresa Club. Those two clubs were able to expose me to different community events and also the underclassmen. And also the off-island opportunities that Notre Dame has exposed me to. The relationships that we're able to create with our teachers at Notre Dame is very special. So all of them are pretty special to me, but I would like to say my literature teacher my freshman year, Miss Conception, she was not there at the end of my high school career, but I really admired her. My future plans. So I'm going to attend the University of Guam and get a degree in communications, and then I plan to be a flight attendant.
Hi, Aviana Nicholas. I am Lawrence Camacho, the Dean of Enrollment Management and Student Success at the University of Guam. And on behalf of our wonderful university and its leadership, we would like to congratulate you on your fine achievements.
Welcome to UOG. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2019 from KUAM Communications and the University of Guam.
Please stay tuned because we got sports coming up, and then later we are giving away an ice cream cake for tonight's birthday shout out. Stay tuned for that.
When it comes to power and performance, nothing compares to Dodge. And right now at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save thousands on many Dodge vehicles in stock during our Dodge Performance Days. Like a new 2019 Grand Caravan SE, save $4,250. Or save $6,150 on a new Durango SXT. Looking for more power? Take home a new Charger SXT Plus today for only $37,689. Or save over $7,000 on a new Challenger GT. Get more power and performance at Cars Plus in Mighty during Dodge Performance Days. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Ah, the Netherlands, home of the Stroopwafel McFlurry from McDonald's. A mix of delicious vanilla soft serve and caramel waffle cookie pieces. But to get one, you'd have to sneak out of the office, dig out your luggage, wait for boarding group 12, figure out what that means, take a train, take a boat, take a bike, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
We're here, Lorenzo Manguilao, for our Athlete of the Week. Today we have blue belt jiu-jitsu competitor Francesca Ada-Lizama.
Congratulations for being Lorenzo Athlete of the Week, and who would you like to donate this check to?
Borrow Victims Advocate, reaching out.
Tell us how you got your start with the sport of jiu-jitsu, and what is it about the sport that you enjoy so much?
I think that jiu-jitsu on Guam is very family-oriented. So I was introduced by my brother, Chad Ada, and one day he just brought me to the gym, and I said I wanted to try it out, so that's what I did.
And how long have you been doing the sport of jiu-jitsu and competing for purebred?
I've been training going on 12 years now. I've been competing since the age of 6, and I started at the age of 5.
Well, congratulations on your bronze medal at the IBJJF World Championships in Long Beach, California. How many matches did you have, and overall, how did the event go for you?
I had 2 matches. My first, I won by points, and overall, it was just a great experience. I've been there before for Pan Kids, so it was great to level up, to be on another level with all the athletes that we bring to Guam by my gym, like Renato Canuto, Jazari. It was just amazing to watch them and be a part of them.
And what's that feeling like when you step onto the mat representing not only your gym, but the island of Guam?
I think that it's slowly growing, but hopefully jiu-jitsu expands and that everyone can live it just like me as a lifestyle.
And let's talk about your long-term goals with the sport.
Hopefully, ever since this experience, I think I'm on my way to being a world champion, and hopefully I get there with my team.
All right, congratulations. Stay tuned to our next Lorenzo Athlete of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
Joshter Andrew and Amy Cho will be representing Guam in the sport of judo at the Pacific Games. Andrew is in Japan on an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship and has been competing in the World Judo Tour. Amy has been grinding hard for the past year, making her way to the games for the very first time.
Always the first one here, and always eager to learn and train hard. The decision was not just based on her, but from the federation. The senseis got together, observed her training, and felt that she was ready enough to take that next step to represent the island. And so we're hoping that she, makes the island proud when she fights in Apia.
Obviously, it was a great honor, and after the surprise wore off, I was just excited, but also very nervous because this is my first competition I was ever going to compete in, and especially in that kind of level and caliber in a new sport that I just started while I was 31. So I was extremely honored that they had such faith in me, and I was also very proud of myself because I showed great improvement and dedication enough for them to select me to represent Guam.
That dedication showed as she continued to drop weight and get in better shape throughout these last few months. Amy went from 192 pounds to 143 pounds and will be competing in the 63 kilo weight class, which is 139 pounds. Judo is not as popular as other martial arts, but is a very big sport around the world, with 195 out of the 206 Olympic countries in the world practicing the art form.
It's an Olympic sport since 1964, and so we're here trying to promote the sport, and hopefully by sending these two high caliber athletes to Apia, it'll inspire the next generation of kids and youth in Guam to partake in the sport.
Amy says working on her basics and learning to improve on the skills she already has will be key before departing to Samoa.
My coaches are very great that they weren't trying to teach me anything new or trying to drill a whole bunch of new techniques into my repertoire. They just wanted to concentrate on my strong suit and develop on that, using the moves I already have and incorporating them into combos that I can use during competitions.
Check out Triple J's spectacular deals going on now during the hot summer savings event. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get into a Mazda CX-5 at its lowest price of $19,995 or $152 per paycheck. The big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $282 per paycheck, or the Honda Civic starting at only $176 per paycheck. Triple J says yes. Purchase your next vehicle online at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Before we properly and finally put this show in the history books, we have one more piece of business to get to. It is tonight's Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts.
Kulani Conception. May you enjoy your day. Love your family and friends. Gavin Alcantara. Happy 9th birthday to our slugger. Love the family. Juanito Nito M. Castro. Wishing our father and husband a happy birthday. We love and miss you so much. Wishing you many more blessed days to come ahead. Love, Norman, Annie, Nooner, and Mommy. Helen Hells Quintanita Pangilinan.
Being a part of the club is super easy to do, and all you have to do is go to KUAM.com, click on the link at the top of the page, because remember, go to KUAM.com because we redesigned our website. The link's now at the top, so check it out. Send us your photo and the name, and then register. And of course, because it is Friday, we are picking one winner from this week's birthday celebrants. And this week's winner for a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake is Caleb Eclavea. Yes, absolutely wonderful. Caleb and the Caleb family, the Eclavea family, is going to have a wonderful cake, which is going to come in great because it's been super hot lately. So Caleb, happy birthday to you once again. And please do not even think about clicking anywhere. Don't even minimize this window because we're coming back with extra right after this. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.
Hello there, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and you are watching KUAM News Extra. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we are going to give you an overview of the wonderful programs ongoing at the Guam Humanities Council, allowing us to understand ourselves better, know who we are, by taking a look back and sharing information. And I have Kim and Nadine. We are talking about the wonderful work that you guys are doing. Thank you for joining me, the both of you. Very, very nice to have you here.
Yes, as always.
Okay, Kim, we normally begin these talks by saying you have a specific program, like it's an area of study or a theme-oriented topic and everything like that. But now you actually have things that go on year-round, right?
Yes, we do. And I just want to say we are now Humanities Guahan, right? We changed our name, so that's okay. But anyway, you can still refer to us as the Guam.
Got to get that letterhead all
yes, we have that all done. Yes.
Stationary, all squared away.
Yes,
excellent.
Yes. So yes, we have three ongoing programs that are taking place right now. We have our long-standing Mother Read Family Literacy Program, and we have 2 sessions going on at 2 different sites. And Nadine can talk a little bit about that in a minute. And then we also have 2 community conversations under a project called the Humanities and Race and Ethnicity in the United States. And that we use a civic reflection model where we facilitate discussion based on literature or film to kind of talk about very maybe contentious or important issues in our community. So we have 2 of those conversations going on. And then we also have our annual community grants program. So we're right in the midst of our 2019 grant cycle for receiving grants proposals from various kind of grassroots organizations to carry out humanities projects.
So very, very literally, the 2 of you wonderful ladies and your entire staff, it's impossible to be bored at your job.
Yes,
you guys always have something to do.
Yes, we're always a little bit overwhelmed, so it's always a balancing.
So Nadine, do you concentrate on one particular initiative, one particular project, or you kind of like oversee a variety of programs?
At the moment, it's more of a couple of things, multitasking, and just ensuring that those programs are efficient, but at the same time, they all complement one another. So it's okay that it's a lot going on.
Do you get to pick which programs you oversee, or is it kind of like more in line with your training or your background?
Well, at the moment, I definitely focus on the Mother Read Family Literacy Program. That's my what we call my baby at the council.
But I really like that one. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, thank you. It's I think it started in 2002, so 19 years strong, and we want to keep expanding it. We are focusing also or enhancing more regional text in our curriculum, because there is a curriculum that we follow, but we want to introduce more regional text, so literatures from the Pacific or specifically Micronesia, and so using those texts to kind of ground discussions or allow the participants, many of who are from different sections of the community, to relate to or be able to like, oh, I can see myself in this poem, or I can see myself in this story, and then kind of using that to get them to enhance their literacy skills, and then just be proud of being from the Pacific, or that we have that kind of connection.
Oh, very nice. I've always wondered, Kim, how do you come up with these topics and everything? Because I understand, like there's a grant process that comes into play and everything like that, and these things have to be approved, but who actually comes up with the ideas about what you should concentrate on and what you should communicate to the community?
It's teamwork. So we have a very small staff, as you know. So right now it's just myself, Dean, and Bernice Santiago, who you've met. So we, someone might have an idea or a focus, and then we'll kind of work on it, hash it out, decide what direction we want to go in. But also we have a strategic plan, which we develop with our board and staff. And one of the major focuses of the strategic plan is to really have our program be placed in the context of the Pacific. So instead of always looking towards the U.S. continent, how do we see ourselves in our work in Guam with the Chamorro people, with other community members within a larger Pacific Islands context? So that's been one of our real areas of focus in the last several years.
Nadine, does that present in any way some unique challenges? Because, we may or may not have like a great deal of literature on which to draw, or, historical context, or, does it provide some really creative opportunities as well?
Yeah, I was so excited when the opportunity presented to coordinate or to take over the coordination of the program, and just to, I think we do have our creativity and just being able to collectively talk about them and then kind of see what issues are ongoing, because we try to be involved in the community, and then just I see it as it's fun for me. It could be challenging at times, but I think we're always optimistic at the council, and we're always looking for more ways to reinvent creativity or to yeah.
Well, Kim, since you said you have a small team, are you ever in need of any additional headcount? If anybody feels like this might be something interesting to work on.
Actually, we just did a position search for a position we have, an administrative coordinator position, which
Nice.
Nadine held. So that person will be coming on board on Tuesday, which we're very excited about.
Congratulations.
Yes. And then we also...
And congratulations to the person who got hired.
Yes,
You're working with a really good team.
And then we were also able to hire a part-time grant writer. So we're excited, and she's going to be starting on Tuesday as well. So we are adding to our team slowly but surely. Yeah, so we're excited about that.
Can you give us, ladies, in any way, maybe a hint of what we have coming up maybe down the road? Because I know it's one thing to work on the current projects,
Yes.
but you know, Kim, we've known you for
Yes.
years and everything, and you're always looking maybe 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Yes, so we actually have a really important event coming up on July 6th, which is next Saturday at 5:30 p.m. at the University of Guam Fine Arts Theater. We're going to be screening the film, the documentary Island Soldier, and I know you've seen it before. The council was very involved with supporting the film through our grant program. And so we're going to use the film as a way to honor and celebrate Micronesians in the military service, because this is a time we are celebrating our 75th anniversary of the liberation of Guam. So we're honoring our many veterans here in Guam, but also in the continental U.S. And we think it's really important to also recognize those from the other from other parts of the region who are actually many not U.S. citizens who have nonetheless dedicated their careers and oftentimes their lives to support and be a part of the military.
Well, we very much look forward to that.
And that is a free event, and it's
Nice.
open to the public, so we'd love to have everyone join us. We'll have a facilitated discussion with some panelists of Micronesians who are currently in the military or who are veterans.
Well, ladies, we got to run, but I do appreciate you giving me some of your time, and I'll let you guys get back to work, because certainly there is no shortage of it.
Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing your passion with us and
Thank
allowing us to
you.
know each other better.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
We're back after this.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Off day, my name is Jonathan Jose, and I am the co-owner of Opaque. Opaque is a local clothing streetwear brand inspired by our culture and our lifestyle. Our main mission is to be who we are, and it's more of like, this is our culture, take it or leave it, because this is who we are. We're not going to try to pretend to be anyone else. The Hafu Pledge is like the essence of Guam culture. The people of Guam are just naturally hospitable. So it's just more of like a reminder, reinforcement, to the youth of Guam. It's like, this is who we are. Don't forget your roots. We're a giving people and a welcoming people. Having that local pride is, definitely a Guam thing. I mean, in a world of 7 billion, we're pretty unique. To share that with the world is even more special. To be able to share your experiences and share your pride, with the rest of the world.
Okay, everybody, we got a really fun segment for you car enthusiasts, and it's really important that I preface that by saying automotive, because when we're talking about American muscle, I know I'm not part of the picture, so good thing Tom Akigami is here. Mr. Automotive, making sure that so many generations of Guamanians appreciate, participate, and can just enjoy auto sports on Guam, because that really is part of our heritage here.
Definitely, cars are a big part of Guam's culture, I think.
Yeah, everybody knows somebody like on their street when they grew up, Saturday nights, all they did was kick back with the boys, stay in, the garage, just work on a car, restore it, customize it and everything like that. I mean, it's so wonderful. So when we talk about American muscle, though, that's a very distinct and very proud part of motorsports, correct?
For this event, it is. You know, it ties in with it's happening on July 4th, so you know,
Nice.
American Muscle was definitely the right choice of how do you say genre for this car show.
Okay, so are we talking cars and trucks and motorcycles? Or are we
Cars,
just-
trucks, and motorcycles.
Everything, okay,
Everything domestic or American made will be there, or you know, depending on who registers, obviously. But yeah.
Okay, and Guam's so known for, typically, like in the generation I grew up, because I was born in '74, right? So like we grew up with like the imports and the lowriders and everything like that. But Guam's always had like a really strong presence when it comes to like American cars and sheer power.
They do, and a lot of them are actually. You'd be surprised at how many restored vehicles are here on Guam.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all hidden, you know.
Now, my mom's first car when she was in the States was a Mustang. So.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Is this like a car show or a competition or a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. There's a car show. The vehicles will be rolling in at the Paseo de Susana Park around the loop. We could fit about close to 80 cars. Our last show that we just had on the 22nd of June was the Hot Paseo Nights, and we had about 70 cars and bikes in that event. But
very nice.
yeah, we're going to fit about 80-ish. And 6 p.m. we have a burnout competition. So we built a burnout box with jersey barriers at the Paseo with some barrier fencing, of course. And we'll be doing a burnout competition as well.
Okay, now the one signature thing about any American car is, it's a very American thing to do, but say bigger, better, faster, stronger. And I mean, it's all about the noise, but if you know anything about cars and you can appreciate like a good, solid American-made engine, I mean, that's music to your ears.
Definitely V8s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like the competition and everything like that, what are the judges looking for?
Well, obviously cleanliness, overall appearance. Depending on the category of the vehicle what they're entering in, there'll be things that the judges will be looking for. So some of the categories we have are like best under construction, vintage, antique, classic, late model. So there's going to be different categories for each different vehicle. I guess.
Okay, and how can people? Are you still accepting registrations? At this
We
point?
are. The deadline is July 1st. We are accepting in-person registration at Proline in Harmon, and online it can be done at GuamAutoEvents.com.
And the community's like pretty tight and everything, but for people that don't know, there may be people maybe that just moved from the States and their car got shipped over, and they're like, dude, I was so into that in the States and everything like that. I'd
They're
love to
welcome.
participate.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a cost to register?
$20.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, and plus the fact that you're going to network with some really cool people. There's no chippiness. There's no, there's no silliness between my car is better than yours or anything
It's
like
just
that.
a great day to hang out, and then at 9 p.m. we've got the fireworks too, so it'll be a good Thursday afternoon.
That is a fantastic way to celebrate independence. So, anything else going on with this event that people should know about?
Of course, the carnival. It's happening. 75th Liberation Carnival is happening on the grounds. So bring the family down.
Okay. Now, I just thought about something. What about for people that are experienced in, like either with American cars or car competitions, and they're like, again, they may have just come here, they may just be finding out about this event from this very interview, and they're like, I've done that kind of thing. I've volunteered as a judge. I've got some experience and everything like that. I would like to donate my time and help out.
They can reach out to us via the website at GuamAutoEvents.com. So.
Okay, very cool. So, in closing, what else should people know about what do you got going on, things in the future?
For now, this is it.
Yeah. Well, this is a big thing to put together.
And of course,
a lot
we
of
got
moving
the
parts.
Liberation Carnival on the 21st. So.
Okay, now let me ask you, because you know so much about cars and everything. If someone cut you a check and say, Tom, I'm going to give you $100,000, but it's got to be either an American car, American truck, or an American motorcycle.
Okay.
How are you going to spend that?
How am I going to spend it?
Yeah.
I'd probably go hunting for a car in the States, hidden in some grandma's garage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just use it as like.
And then build from there.
That's a true pro right there, you guys. The joy is in the construction.
Yeah.
Assembly. All right. Always a pleasure, Tom.
Thank you.
All right, come back anytime.
All right.
All right, and please come back right after this.
When it comes to power and performance, nothing compares to Dodge. And right now at Cars Plus in MIT, you can save thousands on many Dodge vehicles in stock during our Dodge Performance Days. Like a new 2019 Grand Caravan SE, save $4,250, or save $6,150 on a new Durango SXT. Looking for more power? Take home a new Charger SXT Plus today for only $37,689, or save over $7,000 on a new Challenger GT. Get more power and performance at Cars Plus in MIT during Dodge Performance Days. Cars Plus, driven by you.
The 7th annual Guam Barbecue Block Party is back and hotter than ever. Check out what's cooking down in the Pleasure Island streets of Tumon and enjoy taste delicious barbecue treats on Saturday, July 6th from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Admission is free. Celebrate your love for barbecue with the sizzling GVB signature event presented by Tea Galleria by DFS, the Plaza Shopping Center, Outrigger Guam Beach Resort, and Dusitani Guam Resort. Thank you for making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Hafaday Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI.
Public Law 1924, which amended 1856, which is the original gaming law, basically listed certain information that is supposed to be disclosed to the public.
Which includes tax information being made public. An open government request has been filed from a member of the legislature to disclose Imperial Pacific International's tax information to the public. And when De Leon Guerrero says he was in the process of responding to the request, IPI decided it was information that should be kept private.
With this Open Government Act, what I did was I wanted to make that folder available to respond to the open government. They decided that, well, those information are confidential information, and that I should not release it to the public. So,
IPI then filed a temporary restraining order restricting the Commonwealth Casino Commission from releasing IPI's tax information.
So now it's at the court, and the best thing I can do right now is to allow the court and our attorneys and their attorneys to discuss this and really not go at length into it because it is currently under litigation. But that's the intent. We think that the law says I must release it. I am prepared to release it. I was asked through this temporary restraining order not to do it. They're claiming it's confidential. We're going to let the court decide that.
And now the Casino Commission, along with IPI, will have a hearing set for July 9th at 9 a.m. to determine whether releasing IPI's tax information to the public is part of Public Law 19-24.
If the court says it is confidential, then I cannot release. And if the court says it is not confidential, then I will release. I mean, for us, it's just give us a clear guidance. Either I release it, I get sued by IPI, or I don't release it, I get sued by the open government issue. So either way, CCC is saying it doesn't matter to us, just give us clarity. We are ready to release. And if you don't want us to release because it's illegal, then tell us it's illegal and we don't do it.
But when KSPN asked De Leon Guerrero if IPI has something to hide, he says,
if somebody asks you for your tax, sometimes you just don't want people to know. It's not necessarily because you have something to hide. I'm not justifying for them. I'm just saying that in a competitive industry like this, oftentimes you don't want your competitor to know exactly. I'm not justifying for them, but you're asking me a basic question that if somebody were to ask me, how's your taxes, it's not something that you voluntarily say, oh yeah, I make so much money here and there. So that's a decision that they decided, that they think it's confidential.
De Leon Guerrero says the hearing July 9th will determine if the injunction will be squashed or made permanent, where IPI can continue to keep their tax information confidential. Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell. For more news, visit SaipanTV.com. For KSPN2 News, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más. MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
On the 75th anniversary of our liberation, the Guam Liberation Committee will host over 30 events now through August to honor our history and celebrate the legacy of peace and friendship. Events include the Carnival, the Liberation Parade and the Fireworks Show, and a special performance by Guam's Piamia. To see a full schedule of events, visit us on Facebook and Instagram or at www.liberation75.visitguam.com. Special thanks to all our event sponsors.
All right, everybody, it is now the time that you have been waiting for. It's time for this week's Tourism Works segment.
Tourism Works, brought to you by the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Hafaday, my name is Joey Crisostomo Jr. I'm the Biz Development Manager over at Let's Ride Guam. We're involved with the tourism industry being an optional tour, an adventure tour, so we give customers from all over the world an experience that they can't see anywhere else, or have the opportunity to go to places like waterfalls and mountain and ocean views. So that's how we're involved with the tourism industry. The most gratifying part is just seeing the smiles, and after the fact they're done with the tour, from the beginning when we first meet them all the way to the end, seeing their faces. I mean, that's the best feeling of satisfaction, is just seeing how happy they are and how grateful they are to see places like this that a lot of people on Guam or even the locals haven't even seen. So doing that, it's a good feeling to share the beauty of our island. So I would say that's probably the best feeling of doing these tours. Tourism works, just the more tourists that come on our tours, we're gonna